Hi, I'm Raphael Hemme. I'm from Germany and I'm an anthropologist of science and technology. It means I try to understand how people, society, and technology interact with each other and how they shape each other. And aside from these more academic and theoretical interests, I also really like to create things. And therefore, I decided to learn to code and become a web and app developer.
If you're interested in software development and in web development, app development, you probably know the old tradition of talking to a rubber duck if you are stuck somewhere with your code. If you have bugs, you can't figure out what is going wrong, or if you want to develop a new feature and can't quite figure out the exact logic that you want to use. But oftentimes then nobody else is there to listen to you, and so you don't have someone to speak to. And that's the reason that many developers are talking to rubber ducks instead. But the bad thing about rubber ducks, of talking to rubber ducks, is they can't quite remember what you talked to them about in the past. So it would be really cool if a rubber duck could remember past conversations. And that is where the Roboducky.dev comes in. This is the app that I developed as part of my final project. And here you can see the start screen where you land if you visit the site. So let's try to make a new account and let's name it Ben. Name also the ducky, and for this purpose we name it Judocus. We take an email like ben@wbs.de and a password. So I have to sign in again. And I'm greeted personally by my Roboducky. Here it is, and now I could obviously try to be reminded of the past conversations. But in this case, this wouldn't make sense because Ben just created his account and his Roboducky named Eudokus has just been created, so it can't remember right now. But it could still already listen. So if you hit the listen button, you get presented with this screen where you can enter your current issue or your problem that you're struggling with at the moment. So, for example, the last night was a bit tense because of code freeze. And obviously here you would normally enter a longer description of your current problem. The idea is that while talking through it, you might come already up with a solution. So in this case, now I could try to think about it. What could I do differently, or how could I not struggle with code freeze, which is the point at which you shouldn't develop any further, write no more code on your project. So this probably is more my current struggle than Ben's, but still. So maybe I should have gotten more sleep over the last days. So I could enter this one, get more sleep. Obviously, also here you would enter a longer description of your solution if you already came up with one. Then you can also tag it. For example, you can say it is about sleep and add that tag. And let's leave it at that at the moment. And the mood is, I'm feeling really tired. So I save it, and I get presented with a short summary of the conversation with the Roboduck. And I could always go back to my start page by hitting the duck icon. So now, if I would remember it, I have my first previous conversation. If I remember, I get it again. And also, I would have another feature that is the search by tags. And if I enter here tired, I should find the no, maybe I added sleep as a tag. Let's try this. Yeah, and I get presented with my previous conversation with Roboducky. So obviously this is still not the final version, but the final version will be, or the next updated version will be going live in a few days, and I really hope that you will be visiting the site roboducky.dev, and you will use it and will enjoy using it. Thanks.